at the height of my career, I was selling more records in foreign countries than I did in the United States.
Right, right.
I received from Indonesia 1,000 letters a week, more so than in the United States.
Considering the population of Indonesia, you bet.
And always written in perfect English. And then all of a sudden, the mail, as it was always marked from Eastern Europe, was marked stamped open by mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And then the letters became fewer and fewer and fewer. And the letters said, our country is being taken over by the communists, Connie, please help us.
Oh, okay.
And they were very political in nature. Every letter was. And so then they stopped completely. But Cindy Adams, a columnist, went to Indonesia and then wrote a book called My Friend Sukarno, the president of Indonesia at the time. And she said to him, what is your most popular American export? And the President Sukarno said, well, we have two, Coca-Cola and Connie Francis. So that was nice too. Well, I'd like to talk about today's music.
Let's talk about today's music. What do you think about today's music?
Several months ago was a disc jockey who said, well, they're sure not writing them, it was the AC station. He said, sure not writing songs the way they used to. I said, no, they're writing them a lot better. I said, I'll give you an example. I don't know why I love you like I do. I don't know why, but I do. I don't know why I threw you like you do. I don't know why, but I do. You never seem to want my romancing. The only time you hold me is when we're dancing. I don't know why I love you like I do. I don't know. Big songs. How can you compare it to how do you keep the music playing? How do you make it last? How do you keep the song from fading too fast? How do you lose yourself to someone and never lose your way? How do you not run out of new things to say? How do you? They never wrote songs like that, except for Cole Porter.
Are there a lot like that?
No, and that's the unfortunate part.
Right.
What I have my fan clubs do is to take down tape all the top 40 whatever Casey Kasem does and whatever on the countdown on radio, and then have them eliminate what they know I don't want to hear, because I have to turn on top 40 and have to endure the garbage that they call heavy metal, and to come up with a good song is painful.
It would be better to have someone else weed all that out for you. You're right.
That's what I do.
Because you can't endure it.
I want to hear something good on the chart. I want to hear Chicago. I want to hear that you're my inspiration, and I want to hear those kinds of songs. But I don't want to hear the rest of the garbage, because on the John Ankerberry show one Sunday, this is strictly from a musical standpoint, I hated it. But on the John Ankerberry show, 2 Sundays in a row on this, they did an expose of pop music that would make your hair stand on end. They did the actual lyrics were on the screen, and the lyrics were mother effing this and every kind of obscenity, and a thing called backmasking. There's a great deal of Satanism in music today. It's obvious on the videos. When you see the kids with the 2 fingers up at the end of every show, every song, everybody's waving their hands with 2 fingers up. I never knew what that meant.
I had no idea.
I said to a 14-year-old little girl I met that, I said, what is that? She said, that's the sign of Satan.
I never heard that.
Jerry, let me tell you what. I'm going to send you a copy of these 2 tapes.
Sure.
Knowing you, as I've gotten to know you, you will absolutely... I went into my son's room, and I took every CD insert, and I read those lyrics, and I was nauseated.
It's like they're trying to outdo each other to see who can be the most explicit or the most vulgar.
Right. Now they have another little trick that they do. See, everything in Satanism, now I never knew this before in this program, everything is backwards, read backwards. You're taught to read backwards, think backwards, everything is backwards. The Satanic Bible is backwards. They have this thing called backmasking, where they took popular, and then we're talking about the top heavy metal groups, and they played the records backwards. It was all, oh, let us worship Satan. everything like that. But normally, you didn't hear that. When you heard the backmask, they played backwards.
Is that on the video you're sending me?
Yes, it is on the video.
Oh, I'll be fascinated.
You'll be shocked.
Well, that too, but I'm really grateful for you to do that.
I will do that. Copy and thank you very much, Jerry. I'll tell you the truth. Wait 1 second. I have a phone ringing over here now. Hold on. Okay.
Sure.
So, when I saw that, I played it for my son. And now he's 16 years old. So everybody, anything you like, they hate. Anything you hate, they like. When he saw this tape, he was in shock. Because although he knew that was a sign of Satan, but he didn't realize how planned, how evil.
And deliberate.
It was. It is.
They said the same thing about Elvis and Connie Francis and Bill Haley.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But our lyrics didn't do that.
Oh, of course not.
And when I saw that, I went to the next day when Joey was in school and took all the inserts from the CDs. And I took those out and I showed them to my ex-husband. And he said, what do we do about this? He said, can we tell him not to listen to the music that is pumped down and programmed into his mind from the time that, you see, kids listen to music far more many hours than they spend in school. And those statistics are on that tape.
Mm-hmm.
How many more hours than they are in school?
So you wonder who's teaching them more.
Right. So their minds are like computers. And those thoughts are fed into their minds with heavy metal all the time. And everything is negative on them. They talk about suicide, about being in jail, about violence, about bizarre sex, about drugs. Everything is negative. There isn't one of them that's a good song, an uplifting song. And when you see this, Jerry, you're going to be in shock. Because I'm not a fanatic about that. I mean, I'll go along with any kind of rap. Not that I love it, but it's a trend.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not a trend. This is just deliberate.
I'll be watching for it.
Okay, I'll send it.
And I hope if you have the chance, either by note or even a call, if you have the time, let me know what you think about that thing done with Elvis in the living room.
Oh, I will. I'll do it as soon as I hang on.
You'll have fun listening to that.
Okay, sweetheart.
Well, I enjoyed this so much, and I really know that we'll be talking again because I think we've just struck up a dandy little friendship here.
I think so, too.
Wonderful. Anything that you ever need, let me know, and I'll...
Well, I would like you to do that.
I will. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Jerry.
And for calling. All right, we'll talk again.
Take care.
Bye-bye.